I mean, I'm the opposite of you. I'm very political. I've been political ever since high school because what made me start getting into politics was when Grammy got our first black mayor, and I seen how the city started to die because a lot of the white people started moving because they didn't want a black mayor. So, politics started to, I needed to understand politics and understand why people do things they do. In my opinion, I don't see a Republican candidate that's going to help people like me and you, Royalty, the common man. I don't trust Hillary Clinton because she's one of the people that gave Wall Street the power that caused our financial crisis a couple of years ago. I mean, the only person I see I can vote for is Bernie Sanders, and that's simply because, he is proposing that we make Wall Street pay for education. He is proposing that, we take marijuana off the list of, drugs so that it can be used for profit. I mean, do you know how much, if every state legalized marijuana, how much tax revenue that could be for the cities, for local schools, and marijuana is not a dangerous drug. Only thing it does is make you sleepy and hungry. That's all marijuana does. It makes you sleepy and hungry. It's not cocaine. It doesn't turn you into a junkie. And if it's legalized and people don't go to jail for it, there's less people in jails. There's less breaking up homes and families. There's revenue for taxes and things of that nature. He's also, and I need to attest to this, he is also, speaking of not socialized medicine, but a medical system where everybody is treated fairly. We need that. I mean, I'm a beneficiary of Obamacare, but I got people, and I know people that Obamacare doesn't work for. He wants this, right? He's one of those people where it's going to work for everybody. Listening to his plan on medicine, it works for everybody. He wants to make Wall Street pay their fair share. He wants to make Wall Street pay back the money that we use, that the taxpayers paid to bail them out. And he wants to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Now, $15 an hour, you got people in these companies saying, oh, we can't afford that. Yes, you can. That means you just can't you got to give up one of your islands you can bought.
Yeah, with that, okay, with the $15 an hour, that part, I agree. But I don't think all occupations should be given that large of an increase on minimum wage on some. I'll give you an example. A couple months, I think it was latter part of last year, McDonald's employees were protesting for wanting to be paid $15 an hour. Based on what they get paid currently, yes, I do feel they should get a pay rate increase that is feasible for food service, but not $15 an hour. But I also think that with a lot of these, for example, with the mega business of a McDonald's, I think as big as that company is, I think they should have more of a structure other than just moving from cashier to drive-through to cook then manager. I think it should be some other things in place to give employees hope to be able to move up in the company, because that's the problem with a lot of occupations is that, you get into a position and you don't really, there's a glass ceiling most of the time, and you only can get to where you started. And there's no hope for, increasing income because, cost of living is going up every day, but, everybody's not getting that, that pay increase to match it. So
And I mean, you got some. I mean, it's some situations where, like for example, you have at one of the McDonald's here. There's this old guy that works there, and he's working there because he got laid off his job, during the financial crisis, and that job moved, from Greenville. So he works there. What is this old man supposed to do making $7 and some change an hour? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, but I feel like if they do raise minimum wage to $15 an hour, it's up to that company to set a high standard for their employees. And if their employees don't live up to that standard of what customer service is, then there's always somebody willing to take that job and do that job.
Right.
I mean, as me being a manager recently in my last job, my job was a customer service job. That's all they preach: customer service, customer service, customer service. And if we had an employee that didn't get good customer service, that employee was reprimanded. So, some companies do it, some companies don't. Chick-fil-A and fast food has the best customer service of all fast food restaurants.
Oh, man, let's talk about Chick-fil-A, man. Chick-fil-A, when I go to Chick-fil-A, it's downright freaking creepy how happy they are when I go in there. And I'm like, man, what the heck? I'm like, what Kool-Aid is Chick-fil-A drinking? Because they are like freaking Pleasantville happy when they talk to you, especially here in Houston, man. It's just like I go to Chick-fil-A and it's like, why are you so happy? It's creepy.
Mean, that's what you're supposed to do on your job. You're supposed to be happy that you got a job. I mean, yes, everybody has problems, but when you go into work, you're supposed to leave your problems at the door,
right.
Do your job, pick your problems back up, and go home with them. Don't bring your problem from home to work. Yeah.
Definitely in the in the fast food business, that's a thing that's definitely a really big problem. Like you said, Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, places like that are a great example of customer service, the more modernized experience. That there's reason why they're so successful and why people like to go there and like to eat there a lot. Another a very bad example is Walmart.
Oh man, don't get me started on Walmart.
Yeah, man, with Walmart, it's like I don't get their philosophy with the lines. I never got their philosophy. The other part is just so you go into them and they're so grumpy. It's like dude, man, look, you chose to work here. I know you're looking for a job. You chose to work here, so be happy, deal with it. So
and then you go on Walmart and you see somebody walk in, and you be like, "Oh, excuse me, can you help me with this?" And, no, this is not my department, and they walk off. Like, really? I mean, the whole store is your department.
Exactly. It's like, then since you can't help me, can you get somebody to help me? Yeah, that's the difference between Walmart and Target for the most part, man. It's like, and then, case in point to the whole Walmart thing. I know I read a report that, people trying to blame the whole closing of Walmart on, the Obama, how everybody likes to blame stuff on the president when it in relation to that with the economy and jobs, things of that nature. I think that's fairly highly not true. Because you can probably go to any Walmart nowadays versus let's compare Walmart of the early 90s to the Walmart of now. Walmart of now, majority of them are hood-like for the most part. To be completely honest, they have a reputation. Everybody, that have been on Facebook, you done seen the comparison of Walmart versus Target on your feed with the type of people that shop at Target and the type of people that shop at Walmart. And that crap is not far from the truth. So they've, with companies that big like a Walmart, they have over 11,000 locations. When you get to a point in a company that big, man, you're gonna hit the ceiling. And Walmart has hit the ceiling. So now they got to start closing down locations. And I got a feeling probably in the next 5 years, you're going to probably see them probably revamping those stores and trying to make them look a whole lot more aesthetic and more pleasing to the eyes, and probably going to be a little bit more customer friendly than they used to be. So,
right. And see, I mean, with companies like Walmart, they're companies that hire anybody. And, you know, I mean, I feel like with some jobs there ought to be a screening test. You know, you got to have people that know how to talk. You got to have people that know how to count. I mean, when you got people dealing with money, you know, and you should always have somebody in the department. If you're open peak hours in a place like Walmart, it's 6 a.m. to 12 a.m. At all times, all your lines should be open, and somebody should be in every department.
Right. Yeah, but they don't pay attention to them. And they just everybody know people go to Walmart and spend their money, so they don't care. So,
right. And then speaking of people, and this is my issue with Republicans. You want to say that Obama has ruined the economy. You want to say that he has created job loss with Obamacare. You want to say all this and that. Gas here in my city is $1.31 a gallon.
Roughly about the same. Yeah, lowest, cheapest one I go to, about $1.37 here as well.
I can afford gas now. I can put $20 to fill my car up. The deficit is cut in half. He inherited over $1 trillion deficit, and it's under that now. So what did he ruin? Tell me that.
Now with the whole gas, okay, I stay in an oil. Okay, I stay in Houston. Houston is an oil city. Yes, it's agreed. Yes, I agree that cheaper gas prices is cool and better for our pockets. But I also have to think about the flip side of the coin, because I stay in a city that's pretty much driven by the gas industry. There's it's going to be a large influx because of the low prices, because gas, oil companies are going to start cutting jobs, and I know there's places here in Houston, man, they're cutting jobs like left and right with the cheap gas. But I also think though, a lot of the cheap gas though is for some cases, I think it's a regional thing, because I know in some places gas is somewhat still high in some other places. So it could be just it could be just us experiencing this in the South.
Well, another reason gas has gotten so cheap is because of the sanctions that have been taken off of Iran. That the deal that President Obama brokered with Iran. And Iran is able to sell that oil now. So we're not just getting oil from Venezuela anymore, or just from Iraq and places like that. Iran has had so much oil and backlog that it flooded the oil market. So prices had to drop because there was more oil. So, it's going to balance back out again. But
I would say, man,
it should never get
as high as it was. But
no,
take it for what it is. Just enjoy it while you got it. Honestly, just enjoy it. Just enjoy it while it's low. It's not, like I said, it's not completely 100% a great thing, because people who work in that industry, want to run the potential of job loss and layoffs and stuff like that. But at the same time, people with larger vehicles that chose to buy large vehicles can now not cry at the pump anymore. So, yeah.
I mean, just in the economy that we have in America, capitalistic economy, somebody is going to always suffer. That's just how this economy was set up from the beginning. If something is cheaper, somebody going to suffer. If something is higher, somebody going to suffer. You had more people suffering from high gas prices than you had then you have suffering from low gas prices.